Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris, and the time is now for a very exciting announcement. Officially, it is open voting season for the large category of the Fanon contest number 2, Dinosaurs of Bota Magna. So there were 3 rounds of semifinals with 60 different entries, and those 60 have been pared down to 12 finalists, 4 from each round. Now, this is incredibly exciting because there are just so many good builds here. It was really hard for me to vote, and I'm sure it was really hard for you to vote as well. But now it's time. I have collated all the votes as of a couple minutes ago, set up all the new polls, and it's time to take a look at who made it into the finalists. So let's take a look right now.
Going into the finals here, we have an absolutely stacked round here. As you can see, 12 of the best large entries. Man, it must have been hard to vote in the semifinals, and now it's going to be even harder to vote in the finals. So as just a quick recap, let's just kind of take a look at what we had in the semifinals. Again, this was round 1 of 20 different creatures right here. This was round 2, once we get to it, of also 20 different creatures. And finally, round 3 with another 20. Now, you can already see from just these thumbnails the quality of all the builds here, but now it's time to get into the final 12. So first off, we have the Bota Magna by Jectorsneck. This makes expert usage of the Lego Chima Speedor's piece with the paint removed as one of the upper jaw elements. It's also using the Vikings upper jaw elements as a lower jaw here, and is a great blend of CCBS and G1 pieces that forms a particularly exciting model and well-composed one to boot. Moving onwards, we have the Nui Nemes by Lamente. This is a great usage of the Vakama Hordika voice changer mask that is actually meant for people to use, aka humans to use on their faces, but this actually intends to incorporate it into the carapace of this large beetle-like dinosaur. Love the great parts usage here, and I'm going to be completely honest, I have my eye on building a lot of these myself, and I already have ordered that mask because I really want to have this just for my own collection, regardless of whether or not it makes it to the top 2. Moving onwards, we have the awesome Titanicron by Maxilla. This is using a somewhat similar color scheme to the Cardass Dragon, but completely revamped to a large dinosaur-like creature with the Ernak spine in gold, making expert usage of these spikes there, a lot of those pearl gold spiked as well, and a really fun build that feels like it came right out of Bionicle G1. Moving onwards to number 4, we have simply titled A Surprise Around Every Corner by AR9914. This is an art entry, a really great digital drawing of a massive dinosaur-like creature to be encountered by a Glatorian on Spherus Magna. I really like how you can actually zoom into the picture and see exactly which pieces were used, from the Stronius armor on the front there to even some Toamata torsos on the legs, and all sorts of other pieces being used for the actual construction of this fully art-based build. Moving onwards, we have number 5, the Thundertail Longneck by Rummybeer. This is a long-necked creature, as the name suggests, using the G2 Skull Spider masks as the bottom parts of the neck there, and a really fun build construction for the body as well. Moving onwards, we have number 6, the Spredataiacus by Philistax. My apologies if I butchered the name there. Now, this is a really dangerous looking creature using the Prydac blades as almost like a blood-stained mouth there, or some dangerous red markings. I love the usage of the Halimari wings as the spines there, and this really feels like a cross between a Spinosaurus and a different dinosaur altogether, which is a really cool addition to this entire competition. Up next at number 7, we have the massive Caltorix by Andrew Malta, aka Skybird. Now, this is a really imposing, impressive model. I would love to see what this looks like physically built. This is another one I have my eye on building IRL, because just look at the amount of detail being added into the armor here, as well as the really cool looks for the red spines using the Hero Factory sword elements. The red ones actually were introduced in non-Hero Factory sets themselves, but they do actually appear in this color, so I'd be super curious to see exactly how this looks like as an IRL build. And for number 8, we have the Lumbering Plantanus by Bionic Pyronicle. This is almost like a Brachiosaurus type build, looks like an herbivore. I love the usage of the actual system-scaled trees with bananas on the top to make it look like foliage is growing out of this. Now, what's really cool about this model is that they actually built this IRL. Now, of course, the image submitted was a digital image, but I actually believe I saw some photos of what this looks like in real life, with these strings on the front actually connecting down to make ropes looking like vines hanging from the creature itself. It's a really cool build IRL. I would love to actually have this in hand. And yeah, honestly, I feel like I'm saying this for everything, but I really do want to build this IRL as well. Moving on to number 9, my apologies for the little glitch on the screen there, but this is the Apoca by Jopi Tropy. This is another Brachiosaurus-like build that really harkens back to what we would have seen in the Glatorian comics. I love the Thornax launchers mounted on the sides of the creature here, great usage of the hoses and some of the blade elements to form some spikes on the back, and this looks like a really dangerous Brachiosaurus. This does not look like an herbivore to me, and it's a really well-built one to boot. Moving onwards to number 10, we have another digital entry, the Magna Raptor by Sinova. Sinova always brings his A game when it comes to these contests and some of the best digital entries around, and this is no exception. Featuring a great blend between regular Bionicle pieces, Technic, and even G2 and CCBS, this is a really cool bone-like creature utilizing the Hero Factory bulk jaw piece for the bottom part of the jaw there, and even a Nuva shoulder armor for the upper jaw there, which is a really interesting usage, or the Nuva chest armor there, and I love the presentation of this creature roaming the sands of actually Bota Magna is what it looks like. And on to number 11, we have the Bota Toro by Velociraptor. Velociraptor is a very skilled builder, and this is no exception as well. I love the way the jaw is built. It's just a really satisfying like creature to look at, really filled up with the jetpack from the Avmentoran on the side there, the Metru torso on the front, and a really great usage of the Matau Hordeca head for the upper jaw for the dinosaur-like creature there. And finally, last but not least, we have number 12, the Euxysaurus Rex by Mach Hub. I love the way this looks. It really feels completely different, almost like something you'd see from a video game, with the large, stocky legs, the very small claws, and the very stout posture and head. This certainly has a very unique silhouette, and I would love to see this built physically. But with that, we have summed up the top 12 finalists, but only 2 will remain, but only 1 will claim the grand prize. Now it's your turn to vote. Go down to the final link at the bottom of the slideshow to place your votes. You'll vote for your top 3 favorites, but again, only 2 will be crowned the runner-up and grand prize winners. Let the voting begin.
Alright, and with that, we have made the major announcement for the voting to be open for the finalists of this contest. Please go down to the link and vote. I am incredibly excited to see the winner and, of course, build the winners myself. And, of course, the grand prize winner will be receiving the custom socket ball dual molded resin casted specialized dark green and transparent green blend of Galu's original mask from the Glatorian series. And, of course, for the runner-up prize, Bionicle Iliad is providing the LEGO Creator 3-in-1 Mighty Dinosaur set. So thank you to both of you for providing the prizes. I cannot wait to see who wins, and let's get voting.